Disabling notifications. To assist with procedures and controls during a flight, notifications like this will occasionally be displayed. To customize how often these messages appear, press joystick button 12 to access the assistant.
San Juan ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 ready to taxi straight out departure with Quebec.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 taxi to and hold short of runway 8 using taxiway November 1 Sierra 2 Sierra. Contact tower on 132.05 when ready.
Engine not started. To start engines, press Ctrl+E.
Taxi to and hold short runway 8 via taxiway November 1 Sierra 2 Sierra Boeing 747.
New objective, taxi to edge of the runway. 1 steps, taxi phase. You now have clearance to enter the taxiway area and follow the designated route to your assigned runway. To begin, gently apply throttle until ground speed reaches approximately 15 knots using rudders to steer. Listen for ATC instruction en route and be prepared to 1.
San Juan ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 requesting pushback.
Hold left click to lock.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 pushback request accepted.
3.
San Juan ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
San Juan ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 requesting pushback tug to push the aircraft straight.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
San Juan ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
San Juan ground, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 requesting the end of pushback.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 request to end pushback received.
To steer the aircraft on the ground, use joystick R-axis C. Parking brake engaged. Airport. Cancel destination, Princess Juliana INTL. AI and AI piloted, on.
Ground Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra IFR to Republic ready to copy. Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra is cleared to Republic Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.9 squawk 2157. Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra cleared to Republic Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure on 118.15 squawk 2157. Cessna 0 Quebec Sierra readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Display direction. Cancel destination. Princess Juliana INTL. Button.
Ground Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra requesting pushback. Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra pushback request accepted. Ground Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra requesting the end of pushback. Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra request to end pushback received.
New objective, prepare to enter runway. Holding short.
Ground Cessna November 570 Quebec Sierra with Kilo ready to taxi IFR.
Incoming traffic and ask ATC tower for
Cessna
takeoff
November
clearance.
570 Quebec Sierra taxi to and hold short of runway 27 using taxiway Bravo 5. Contact tower on 135.875 when ready.
2.
San Juan Tower Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 ready at runway 8 departing straight out.
Hold left click.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 Windcom straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 8.
Cleared for takeoff runway 8 Boeing 747. San Juan Tower, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 frequency change. Approach Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is type Boeing B748 3 miles northeast of San Juan 2,500 feet. Request flight following.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 approach. Squawk 4435.
After completing the initial phase of takeoff, maintain
Squawk 4435 Boeing 747.
points of entry.
Boeing 747 radar contact 4 miles east of San Juan 4,700
Press
feet.
S.
Altimeter 29.902.
Roger, Boeing 747.
1.
Approach Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 5 miles east of San Juan. Request IFR to Juliana, ready to copy.
Anti-stall protection.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is cleared to Juliana Airport as filed.
Just setting.
Squawk 4435.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 cleared to Juliana Airport as filed. Squawk 4435.
Boeing 747 readback correct. Radar contact 5,300 feet. Altimeter 29.902, turn left heading 110, resume on navigation climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Turn left heading 110, resume on navigation climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Boeing 747.
Boeing 747 contact San Juan Center on 118.15.
Visible.
Good day.
Set yoke visible.
118.15 Boeing 747.
Click to interact.
Goodbye. San Juan Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing 6,700 feet, climbing 15,000 feet.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 San Juan Center, altimeter 29.902, radar contact continue.
AI control. The aircraft is currently being flown by the AI pilot assist and will not accept user input. To resume manual.
747 contact San Juan Center on 128.65. Good day.
128.65 Boeing 747. Goodbye. San Juan Center Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 15,000 feet.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 San Juan Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact continue.
Climb/continuous thrust. On. Set climb or continuous thrust. Press left click to interact.
VOR 9 or 1 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach via Gouda transition. Clear to Gouda.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach via Gouda transition. Cleared to Gouda, Boeing 747.
Boeing 747 descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet, Boeing 747.
Boeing 747 descend and maintain 2,600 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,600 feet, Boeing 747.
787 Heavy, you are tree 6 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Expect VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach via Gouda transition. Clear to Gouda. Climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Expect VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach via Gouda transition. Clear to Gouda JetBlue 787 Heavy. Boeing 747 contact approach on 128.905. Good day.
128.905 Boeing 747. Goodbye. Approach Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 2,600 feet.
Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 approach altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to Aruba.
AI control. The aircraft is currently being flown by the AI pilot assist and will not accept user input. To resume.
Approach JetBlue 787 Heavy is passing 6,000 feet, climbing 12,000 feet. JetBlue 787 Heavy approach altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to Gouda. Boeing 747 descend and maintain 1,600 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,600 feet Boeing 747.
Vertical speed control.
2,500.
Hold left click to lock.
Boeing 747, you are 11 miles west of Juliana. Contact Juliana Tower on 118.7 when inbound on the approach.
Tips.
Tower on 118.7 Boeing 747.
Juliana ground windward 2315, requesting the end of pushback. Windward 2315, request to end pushback received.
This assistance option will make minor corrections.
Juliana Tower Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 9 miles west inbound for DME Zulu runway 10 approach.
News subject.
Juliana ground windward
Follow
2315, with Alpha ready to taxi IFR. Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 Juliana Tower. Altimeter 29.902 wind calm, clear VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach. taxi to and hold short of runway 28 via taxiway Echo. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready. Boeing 747 wind calm, cleared to land runway 10.
Cleared VR DME Zulu runway 10, approach Boeing 747.
Taxiing hold short runway 28 using taxiway Echo windward 2315.
Cleared to land runway 10, Boeing 747.
Windward 2315, hold position, caution, other traffic. Windward 2315, continue taxi. Roger, windward 2315.
1,000.
Juliana Tower, JetBlue 787 Heavy, 9 miles west inbound 4 DME Zulu runway 10 approach.
Too low, terrain.
JetBlue 787 Heavy, Juliana Tower. Altimeter 29.9, 2 wind calm, cleared VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Cleared VOR DME Zulu runway 10 approach JetBlue 787 Heavy. Windward 2315, hold position, caution, the Boeing beat 748 on the runway. Windward 2315, continue taxi.
Flaps.
Windward 2315, hold position, caution, the Boeing beat 748 on the runway. Boeing 747, turn next taxiway. Hold position, windward 2315. Windward 2315, continue taxi. Boeing 747, contact ground on 118.7.
And request taxi clearance.
JetBlue 787 Heavy, wind calm, cleared to land runway 10. Roger, windward 2315.
Windward.
Going to 118.7, Boeing 747.
To Juliana ATIS 2. Taxi for take.
Cleared to land runway 10, JetBlue 787 Heavy.
Button. 2. Go back to clear. 3, 2, 1. Tune Juliana ATIS.
Juliana Airport information, Alpha 1300 Zulu.
Go back to clear.
Wind calm.
2, 1. Tune Juliana. 2, 1, 3. Ground services. Button.